All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Marlos. Today, I'm going to be telling you about one of the most important current events that's going on right now, and that is the Russian Ukraine war. Um, if you don't know, Russia at this moment is at war with Ukraine. They are pretty much like in a actual war. People are dying, innocent people are dying. They are in martial law, and the whole world is aware, and it's affecting us in many different ways. But I'm gonna tell you how it all started. So back in 2014, uh, Russia tried to invade Ukraine, but it was a complete failure. The goal was maintain the eastern part of Ukraine as part of this strategy against NATO. If you didn't know, NATO surrounds your Ukraine, the western and northern part. The southern and eastern part of Ukraine is all Russia, and they're not NATO allies. So basically, Russia, Russia's thought, not Russia, I should say Putin. Putin's thought on Russia is not Russia, Ukraine, is to take the eastern part to eventually take over all of Ukraine to make sure that they won't become part of NATO. Um, as you know, in the past, Russia has a very harsh past of leaders who like to kill everything, who wants to basically take over the world. So it's no surprise that Putin has tried this. Um, their invasion back in 2014 did fail. Uh, they they ended up getting pushed back out by a deal that Ukraine made with Russia for $14 billion or $15 billion. I'm sorry. Um, but today, well, not today, February 28th is when they start invading again. Um, this time, Ukraine was semi prepared, uh, but there was still a lot of, you know, uh, questioning going on whether if it was actually going to happen or not. So Russia ended up attacking Ukraine, out of the blue. Uh, but the thing is, Ukraine actually put up a fight, having people that had no training, no experience with guns at all, and they were slowing the takeover east to west really, really well. Uh, so they went into martial law to try to evacuate everyone they can. Basically, if you don't know what martial law is, everybody that is 16 or older must stay in the state or stay in the country and fight for it. No ifs, ands, or buts. You're forced to stay in the country. You cannot leave. If you do, you will be punished. But they went to martial law. Putin, this is something that he didn't expect. So Putin sent caravans, like 7 miles worth of caravans to Ukraine. And this is when everything was gonna go bad. Uh, right now, they have taken over the capital, Kyiv. Uh, they are no longer in the north, but they are still fighting in the southern and eastern part of Ukraine. Um, One thing about Putin that reporters say is you can't trust anything he says. He says that he will stop, but he keeps going. Then, when something gets reported, he claims that he didn't make it in order and that it's not his responsibility. Um, the reason that it affects us, Russia is our main oil supply. If you didn't know, that is where we take or get our gas from, and that's why our gas prices skyrocket, because we have them sanctioned. The whole world has sanctions against Russia. If you don't know what a sanction is basically cutting off supply or shutting something down to basically eat out the economy from the inside. In doing so, Russia can't supply their soldiers with weapons, won't have, basically it'll just ruin their economy, causing them to, or after the war, it'll cause them to, how do I say this? It'll cause them to basically be in a shutdown, like getting supplies from nothing. And this is punishment for, of course, invading Ukraine, an innocent country, for no reason. But that's how Russia and their leaders are. So today, right now, they are still shelling, which is basically blowing up parts of Ukraine, the northern and western part of Ukraine. But there are no troops there. Reported today was one bomb killed about 30 people in a hospital, 5 kids. It's just something that you should keep up with. So that was my speech over the Russian-Ukraine war. So if you have any questions, watch the news, because it's very important. It'll tell you why gas prices are up and everything. So yeah, thank you for listening to my speech, and I will catch y'all next time.